welcome to What's Your Cooking Problem? I'm Chef Domenic Casillo, and today I'm going to share with you one of my mom's recipes. It's spaghetti with fresh cherry tomatoes, zucchini flowers, and prosciutto. It's a very different recipe, and usually zucchini flowers are fried or battered or stuffed. But in this application, or in this recipe, the zucchini flowers are sauteed in butter with the prosciutto. This is fresh mint, and the reason that we're using fresh mint in this recipe is fresh mint and zucchini are a perfect match together. Now, ideally, it's best to wash this. By the way, this mint was grown in my garden. It was picked this morning. Ideally, it's best to wash the herbs just before you're going to use them. I wrap them in paper towels and I pat them dry. Then just peel back the leaf from the stem. These stems are woody, so you're not going to want to have them in your recipe. And then, ideally, which makes it easier, is rolling up the herb, and it works. This especially works with leafy herbs, and this is what's called chiffonade, but cutting them into ribbons. And you'll see they are actually like little ribbons of fresh mint. This is fresh Italian parsley. Now, there are two kinds of parsley. There's the fresh Italian parsley or fresh curly parsley. In our cuisine, we use the flat parsley because the curly parsley tends to be bitter. Now, I picked this parsley this morning from my garden. So to chop the parsley, you want to pull the leaves back off the sprig because that can be tough and you don't want to be chewing on the sprig. And ideally, it's best to wash the spices just before you're going to use them, and then pat them dry with a paper towel. Actually roll them up in a paper towel and pat them dry that way. Now, to cut the parsley or to chop the parsley up, ideally you roll the parsley or whatever leafy vegetables can be done with basil or mint. And then we do what's called a chiffonade, which means ribbons, and that's cutting the herbs into what would be tender little ribbons of fresh herbs. I wanted to show you how to clean garlic and two different applications for slicing it. The best way to skin the garlic is to hit it like this and peel back the skin. Now, here's our garlic. Now, if we wanted to slice the garlic, then we would just go forward and slice the garlic. I slice it down to the root and then take the root piece off. If we wanted to mince the garlic, which is how we're going to actually use it today, I would hit it again, and now we aggressively chop the garlic. This is minced garlic, and this again can be minced as fine or as coarse as the recipe calls for, and this is just basically sliced garlic. That's how to clean garlic and two ways to slice it. This is a shallot. I'd like to show you two different ways to cut the shallot. First, obviously, we have to clean it. I'm going to peel back the skin. This is much milder than an onion. It just has its own flavor. It's very sweet. They're really delicious. Now, similarly to cutting an onion, you can slice, if you're going to mince the shallot, I'm going to slice it, and then we're going across using the tip of the knife and coming down. We're going to mince the shallot. Or if you were going to take and just saute it like an onion and maybe use them on a steak or a burger, you could slice on a salad. You could just slice them across like this. Clean the same way, just slice two different ways, depending, of course, upon the recipe. These are zucchini flowers. They grow at the end of the zucchini plant itself. The flower starts, and then the zucchini grows from the bottom out. So these are at the tip of the zucchini. In the morning, there's the best time to pick them when they're open. This way you can see inside, make sure they're clean. And you can rinse them off under water very delicately and slice them in this particular recipe. But most commonly, these are stuffed with mascarpone or mozzarella and battered and fried. They're served as an appetizer, or they also could be a contorno, which is a side dish. Sliced zucchini flowers. Okay, I want to show you how to chiffonade. You're going to hear me say chiffonade a lot. It's a common technique in cooking, and this is prosciutto. This is going to be used in our pasta dish. So we're going to roll up the prosciutto and then slice it across using the tip of the knife on the board, coming across. It's good to have a sharp knife to do this because prosciutto is delicate. You don't want to tear it. And again, like the herbs and some of the other things that we did, we're going to end up with nice little ribbons of prosciutto that will be added to a dish. And this could be used in a salad. It could be used for cooking. More than likely this would be used for cooking or in the stuffing. So there's a chiffonade of prosciutto. These are the ingredients for our spaghetti with fresh cherry tomatoes, zucchini flowers, and prosciutto. I like to arrange my ingredients in the groupings the way they're going to be used in the recipe. So here my first procedure, or my first steps, would be sauteing the garlic and shallots, zucchini, and tomatoes. So I group those ingredients together. The second procedure, we're going to saute the flowers, prosciutto, and mint in butter, and then that will be incorporated into the sauce. We'll cook our pasta, toss our spaghetti with the sauce, garnish it with fresh parsley and grated cheese. When cooking pasta, most importantly, ravage boiling water, very well salted, like seawater, because this is the only chance, the only opportunity you have to season this pasta. Now, best to cook the pasta to box directions. In this particular recipe, this pasta calls for 9 minutes to be cooked, but we're only going to cook it for 8, because we're going to toss the pasta in the pan with the sauce, and that final minute will bring the pasta to al dente. So drop your pasta. I like to take the tongs and just spin them around a little bit, just so they don't stick. Never ever put oil in the water. Okay, now we're going to cook our spaghetti with cherry tomatoes, zucchini flowers, and prosciutto. We're going to take a little fresh, unsalted butter. I like to cook with unsalted butter because I feel that we control the salt that way, and we don't have to be at the mercy of the butter company, not knowing how much salt they're actually putting into their butter. So this is not a very hot pan because I don't want this butter to burn. And sometimes when you cook with butter, you make a brown butter sauce. This is not. This is just a very delicate step. We're going to just barely brown, not even brown, barely saute the prosciutto and the zucchini flowers. I'm going to raise the heat just a little. And we're just going to basically coat this in butter. I'm going to season with a little salt. I use sea salt or kosher salt, which I find to be very flavorful, and some freshly ground black pepper. To me, that's the only way to use pepper. If it's already ground in the store, you don't know how long it's been there, you don't know if it's fresh. So you can see, it doesn't take much to cook these flowers or to warm up the prosciutto. I don't like overly cooked prosciutto. It's not meant to be bacon. Now see, it's just starting to get the sizzle. That's what we want. Not a lot, just a little bit. It's not meant to be crispy or bacony. It's just meant to be warmed through. Now I'm going to take this out. Now I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. With the butter, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be good. We're going to put in our garlic. Now in with the garlic, I also have some shallots mixed in there with the garlic. Now put in our zucchini. Now look at the zucchini. This is very small baby zucchini, very tender, very flavorful, and the zucchini flowers are from my garden as well as the zucchini. I picked all the stuff this morning. The cherry tomatoes are also from my garden, and those also were picked this morning. Now this sautés until everything gets nice and tender. I like the tomatoes to burst because they actually explode a little bit. But they just burst with flavor. They're so sweet. They're like trouble. Now I'm going to add a little bit of my mint. And mint and zucchini just go together so well. You can see it's very colorful. It's a very pretty dish. Now this is all going to take, about 4 minutes. It's just perfect. This will be ready exactly when my pasta's ready. Now I seasoned the other pan. Now I'm going to season this with a little bit of sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. This is a nice pepper noodle. This is my grandfather. You hear that? That's the tomatoes popping. Now, this is up to you. Me, I put this on everything. This is a little sprinkle of pepperoncino. Just a little bit. A little hot. Well, this is really coming together. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of the pasta oil. Well, I'll try. But if you wanted to make this and you could make this and not even cook the tomatoes, just drop them in and mix them with the hot pasta. That's a dish too. I like to taste it as we go along just to make sure we're seasoning correctly. Very good. Very good. Alright, let's test our pasta. You know, no matter what the box says, it's always good to taste it yourself. Oh, perfect. Now I'm going to take the pasta and put it in the pan and toss it with our sauce. Again, this recipe is half of the recipe that I gave you, because I'm just making this for one. The recipe I gave you was actually for 2. I mean, how good does that look? Okay, now we're going to finish it with our other ingredients, our prosciutto, our flour, with our little bit of butter. And made. And the heat, I put a drop more pasta water. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, now we're ready to plate. Get my plate. Okay, now we garnish with a little parsley. And I don't put cheese on what's in the pan because the cheese will stick to the bottom of the pan. But there you have it. Spaghetti, cherry tomatoes, zucchini flowers, and prosciutto. Here you have it. Spaghetti with cherry tomatoes, zucchini flowers, and prosciutto.